You gotta protect your children, because white people will kill your children at the drop of a hat. That's just the way it is, especially these entitled little rich white kids.
Nolan Wells did not make it home after July 4th, and according to a lot of Americans out there, he wasn't supposed to make it home because he was in a lose-lose situation due to the fact that he was out there with these guys alone.
You want to know what I just found out? Okay. So everything on Facebook is not always true, but I'm starting to believe that this little comment right here is. So, you know, the said 3 boys that went on the water with poor little Nolan. Turns out the comment states that one of their mommies is a chancery judge. Oh, ain't that freaking lovely? What? So you mean to tell me that you might be protecting your poor little innocent baby? Boy, howdy, let me tell you. I hope if your son done something to that little boy, I hope he gets every bit of what is coming to him. And that is respectfully as I can get it.
A lot of Americans are voicing their opinions about this situation, and it's sort of like they're shrugging their shoulders about it because they know what time it is. But a lot of Black Americans seem to not know what time it is, and that's why you got wealthy Americans online informing Black people it is not all fun and games.
Got to teach your kids, especially your kids that are hanging out with rich white kids, that is not good. You gotta stop letting them hang out with rich white kids. This Nolan Wells situation never should have happened. The parents of Nolan Wells should have known better than to let him hang out with these kids. I have an older son. I'm not saying it's the parents' fault, but I'm just saying it happens all the time. My older son is half Black. He looked more Black than he did half. But he got into a similar situation. He was fighting with a bunch of rich kids in North Atlanta, the North Atlanta suburbs, the richest neighborhood in Cherokee County, Georgia. And he was fighting with a bunch of boys over a girl. And lucky for him, he didn't wind up dead. He just wound up locked up for a while. But it could have wound up with him being killed. And you know, we as parents, we have to do a better job in informing our children about who they should and shouldn't hang out with, because matters. The color of your skin matters, especially when you're hanging out with a bunch of rich kids that have, you know, doctors and lawyers and judges as parents. You know that your kid is going to either wind up locked up or dead. So my heart goes out to Nolan Wells' family. I really hate that it happened to him, but you gotta protect your children, because white people will kill your children at the drop of a hat. That's just the way it is, especially these entitled little rich white kids.
Most likely nobody's going to jail for Nolan Wells' crime. America is pretty much situated on how things go. Black on black, black on white, white on black. People treating crimes like sneakers. However you want to match it. If the shoe fits, then that's what it's going to be.
This little boy that got lost out at Horn Island yesterday, because I just hate to see motherfuckers making videos about somebody else's trauma just to get a damn dollar. But I'm just going to go ahead and take it too far, because that's where you always find the truth. I think that every phone of every fucking kid that was around him yesterday needs their phone taken and confiscated by a government department, okay? Not their parents. Number 2, I want to know who the parents of these kids are. Are any of them lawyers? Just asking for a friend. Do any of them work for DMR? Do any of them work for the City of Ocean Springs, Education Department, City Department, any kind of government-y positions on the children? Moving on. Obviously, who the fuck leaves their friend on a damn island? Some lady on the internet just said, the last time that he was seen, the friend said, "Hey, Nolan, get on the boat." Okay, and then what? What did Nolan say? What? No, I'm trying to get Katie's number. No, I left my koozie over here at this other boat. Hold on, let me go tell my homeboy over here we're leaving. What happened after that? Since we know they told him to get on the boat. What did he say when they told him? I think Katie's irrelevant. I don't think she has a leg in this race. I don't know none of these folks. But I just think poor little Katie really ain't got nothing to do with it. Unless they didn't want to see that cute little boy out there with that little girl. And there's some weird shit going on in the deep south of Mississippi. Anyway, moving on. I just don't understand it because the little boy Nolan does not seem like the kind of person that would have said, "No, I'm good. I'll just find a ride from an island with a stranger." The boy was in sports. He cared about his grades. He cared about his well-being. He always showed up to school on time and was an outstanding citizen. To be honest with you, I don't get that kind of energy that he was like, "Nah, I ain't getting on the boat. I ain't done yet." I'm not getting that energy. And again, I don't know this person, but I got some wild friends myself, okay? I almost had to drag my little friend Christy up out the damn hard rock pool last weekend because she wasn't ready to go. But guess what? We came together. It's time to go. You're leaving with me. Not everybody's like that, and that's fine. That's fine. But, the math ain't mathing. And I think that the most important characters in the whole fucking plot are too quiet. I ain't even looked up the people involved. I'm just following posts that are being made in comments. But, man, this is the most Murdoch story out of Mississippi I've ever heard.
Breaking news, a body has been found on Horn Island near where missing 18-year-old Nolan Wells went missing. Search crews like this one you see here in the air have been searching for him for more than 40 hours now. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Brandy McGill. Will Polston has been on the scene at a command post in Jackson County all morning as they search, and he now joins us live. Good morning to you, Will.
Hey, good morning, Brandy. We got word here just at about 8:45 that there was a body found on Horn Island, and the officials are now working on bringing that back. Now, as of right now, we do not have an identity of the body that was found, but I can confirm that Nolan Wells' family is here at the Lake Mars boat launch. Now, they've asked us not to show the camera in that direction right now of the family grieving. There is quite a bit of family and friends here from Nolan's family, but like I said, we do not have identity as of right now. Sheriff Ledbetter did confirm that a park ranger ended up finding the body that was found, and the coroner was here earlier and has since left. They left right at about 10 o'clock, just after 10 a.m., waiting on getting official confirmation on the identity, cause of death, and everything else in between. Of course, as we find out more information, we're going to be updating you on our website at WLOX.com, but as of right now, a really somber scene as
There's a whole lot of Negro tears being shed on social media. A lot of people are remembering past experiences and dealing with racism. We've all dealt with it. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of white people that dealt with racism while being around black people. Odor is an issue a lot of times. Americans have problems. But one thing for sure, black people are devastated.
So the same thing that happened to Nolan Wells almost happened to me. I think I was like 22 years old working at Texas Roadhouse. You know what I mean? Young, silly. Forgot a couple of the things that my granddaddy told me when I was growing up. I thought these people were my friends. Another lesson my grandparents taught me when I was younger is that you don't have any friends. You know what I mean? You really do not. Like, my siblings were always my friends, and I learned that. At any rate, I signed up to go on this, little trip with these people. They let us know, okay, so we're gonna get up on the bank right here, and then we're gonna go see the waterfall. So I'm like, oh, okay, so but what we gonna do at the waterfall? You know what I mean? Because I'm vibing, but at the same time, I'm not stupid. And they was like, we're just gonna look at the, sit there, light a fire, smoke some more, drink some more. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we get to the little spot where we pull up the canoes, we anchor them off and whatnot, and then they tell us, okay, so this little piece of water right here, we got to swim across that to get to the waterfall. So I get halfway through the water, and I realize that, and I'm losing my strength slowly but surely. And at this point in time, I am calling out for help. No music is playing at this time. You know what I mean? None. Yeah, everybody was rambunctious, excited, whatever, but you could clearly hear me out there in the woods. It's still daylight. So I am screaming that I can't make it. Somebody please help me. They turn around, several of them look at me, say, you can do it, come on, let's go. And they continue to walk off. At this point in time, I have already said my prayers and have already decided that I'm going to meet my maker. I scream one more time, I am going to drown, and I went down. I don't know who, can't remember who it was and what made them decide to change their mind and come back, but one person jumped in that water, grabbed me, pulled me up onto the bank, and mind you, they didn't do anything else after that and continued on their way. As young black children, the same lesson that I'm sure you're telling all your children now: do not be the only one. And it really doesn't matter how people feel about that, because the concern is preservation of life. So for some reason, God saw fit to not allow me to lose my life that day. And for some reason, God called Nolan home. So I will say that despite what anybody feels about how you feel about the situation, please have that conversation with your children. And that's all I'm going to say. Rest in peace, Nolan Wells, and to his entire family.
Nobody knows what happened to Nolan. Nobody remembers what happened. He went into the woods with a girl and we don't know what happened. So why did y'all leave him? Because I needed to be known that the one fact that we got for sure is they didn't report that baby missing until they got back home. They didn't call when they were getting ready to pack up the boat and come back home and realize, hey, we can't find Nolan. We've been looking for him for an hour. Come help us find him. They didn't report it until they got back home.
And I'm sorry, but the whole, well, I thought he got on another boat, I didn't realize he was missing. Yeah, that's not sitting right with me, because what do you mean you let your friend just get on a random ass fucking boat? And everybody's in the comments like, oh, well, we boat hop. This is normal. Nobody thought to go with them. And if it was 4th of July weekend and people were drinking and you saw that your friend was drinking, may or may not have been drinking, why would you allow him to get on a boat if you weren't with them? And don't get me wrong, I've been on a boat. I know cell service is shit. Most people leave their phone on dry land because, shit be flipping over. But if he was getting on another boat and you knew that there was no other way to contact him, again, why would you not get on the same fucking boat? And it'd be different and all the boats were just docked in one little area and you guys were just swimming and, you saw in and out. But again, this just is not sitting right. And then y'all didn't realize he was missing until it was time for you guys to go home. Like, y'all didn't sit here and think, oh, well, shit, where is he? Where could he have been? Why is he not back yet? We're taking shots and he's not here to take shots with us. Where's my boy at? Like, y'all don't sit here and ask these kind of questions. Like, there's a rule. If you came with me, you're leaving with me. Like, I brought you here. I'm taking you home. You guys don't live by that shit?
Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. They tried to make it seem like he was the ultimate sellout, but he had black friends too. He just didn't invite them out there to Horn Island. I don't know what he had planned out there with his white friends. Did they lure him out there? Is this another Shanquella situation? Instead of Cabo 6, call him the Cabo 8. What really happened? Was it a ritual? Did they do this to join the secret society? What was this all about? Things got spooky at night. We seen the movies. What was it? Eyes Wide Shut. All those movies, man. You don't put yourself in no situation like this. I guarantee you a couple of years from now, it's going to be a movie similar to this and y'all not even going to be able to connect the dots. Man, this is terrible. Rest in peace. If his boys was there, they would have knocked everybody out on the damn island. He should have made sure they came along with him.